I think that is my opinion. So I'm curious to what you think, Sam.
I think they're both idiots.
That's fair.
I think if you are in a relationship with a person, it doesn't sound like they just started dating. It sounds like this is a relationship that's already been built upon. They're established.
Absolutely.
And you have to go through the lengths of...
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shifting Tones, the podcast with nerdy tones and shifting formats. I'm your host today. My name is Lorissa, and we'll be joined with my two lovely co-hosts, Sam.
Hey guys, what's up?
And Steph.
Hello, it's me.
Yes. How's it going, everyone? How are you doing? Did you do anything fun this weekend? Are you excited that the snow's been melting and spring's around the corner? Because I know I am.
I didn't do anything this weekend. Did we? Did we do anything this weekend?
I know, I'm trying to remember real quickly. I feel like we should have done that before the podcast started, but yeah, must not have been that too momentous.
We did some thrifting.
We did.
We went to some antique stores. We had a board game night with family.
Yes, we did with family. That was very lovely. We ended up playing a new one.
Small talk, yep.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just, hey, if I'm here, just whatever.
I'm just so excited about the board game because the illustrations on it were so beautiful. If you want to tell us about that, it'd be great.
No, I don't feel like it anymore.
Okay, never mind.
I'm just kidding. Actually, we played the Mad Magazine board game.
Yes.
Steph, we played that with you guys once, right?
Once. I don't remember it. It was from the 70s, right?
Yes.
Super old.
I think 1979. It's pretty much reverse Monopoly, but with Mad Magazine themes in it. So you have to roll with your left hand, you have to pretty much go around the board, and all these wacky things happen, and you have to do stupid things, and switch seats with people, switch money with people. It's all over the place.
That's right.
But that was fun. And we played a new game I got for Christmas called Pick It, which is a kaiju monster battling game. It's a card game. It's very simple, very fun. And then we tried to play another one, but the rules are too complicated, so who cares about that?
Who cares about that, indeed.
And then did some relaxing, played some video games. So that's what I had for my weekend, but you're here, every one of you. I see you. All of you, right there.
We're all out in the audience?
Yep, all the audience. I can see you guys. Thank you. Hold your applause. For the Controversial Corner 2025.
Ooh, right into it. I like it.
Oh yeah. Number 1. There shouldn't be different classes on planes. I don't think that there should be first class. I don't think there should be economy, coach. I think it should all be the same. I know that they're in the market to make money because capitalism, it's whatever. But if all the seats were just like, instead of 3 seats in a row, it's 2 seats in a row, just a little bit more comfy, then you don't have to worry about first class. Everybody can pay the same price for their ticket. And, you're probably fitting the same amount of people on the plane. Because there's some crazy planes out there where your first class is an entire room.
It's true.
Steph, I know you guys flew first class to Japan. You guys had a little bit more room, right?
It was nice. It's not my first time doing first class like that.
Oh,
sorry. We got a gold standard fancy member here on the podcast.
Traveler.
I'm lucky for that. But I'm very fortunate with that. But yeah, we pretty much just have a big seat and then you have a big space around you.
Right.
And you have a lot of leg room. So your seat, you can actually control it with a button. So if you want to lay back to watch your movie and put your feet up, you can just do that.
What?
That's
and
awesome.
Then you get slippers, blankets, you get a lot of stuff.
They treat you right.
It's very nice. So for me, I'm like, well, they can still keep that. If you got the money for it, I get it.
I think if you have the money for it, just take a private jet.
No, because that's so much more wasteful. That's more controversial. It's private jets.
No. All right, number 2. Corporate coffee companies should be illegal. They shouldn't exist. And I'm talking Dunkin', I'm talking Starbucks, I'm talking Caribou, all those big ones. If you have enough time to go to Starbucks or Dunkin', and wait in the super long drive-through lines or go inside and wait for the super long lines because everybody else is getting their coffee at the same time, you have the time to go to a local place or just make your coffee at home.
It's very true.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know just from being friends with coffee drinkers like Steph or our friend Tony, people take a lot of pride in their coffee and like how it tastes, and you're probably going to get a better experience from a local place or from yourself personally, especially if you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Steph, thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you the last time. Well, I haven't had Dunkin' in years because it just. Well, a lot of people have this similar shared experience that every time you go to Dunkin', it is hit or miss. It is you get coffee great the one day you order it, and the next day it's like, what the hell is this drink?
Right.
But you never have the same Dunkin' twice. That's kind of how it goes. So I do completely understand that. But the biggest thing with those chain coffee shops, I would say, is it's not necessarily the coffee that people are going for. It's more so the sugar addiction.
That's fair.
Because there's so much sugar that people are, they really enjoy that sugary taste. So that's part of the issue is not that it's not good, I suppose, because if you're addicted to sugar and really like sugar and sugary drinks, like people are going to like that. Sure. Where traditional coffee shops, mom and pop, like local businesses, they're making actual coffee drinks, nothing like super sugared up. So that's kind of, I would say, the difference there.
The addiction.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, cereal should only be eaten dry.
Well, I'm a weirdo.
That's a hot take.
I agree.
That's a hot take. You agree.
But I know I am weird, and that's not the standard. So please explain your reasonings for everyone else who is like flabbergasted.
Milk is the devil's juice. No, I don't know. I don't like soggy things. I'm a weirdo. I don't like soup to begin with. I know it's
true.
Weird for a lot of people.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't know, there's so much flavor in the cereal already to begin with. You're going to make it soggy. Like, it's such a weird mouthfeel. It's so odd. I want the crunchiness. I want the yumminess of it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I can taste all the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's true.
Without the milk.
So I just can't imagine, like, you have a bowl of Rice Krispies. You're just eating that dry?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tasty.
Put some salt and pepper on it and have a savory.
You don't get this snap, crackle, pop. If
you do in your
mouth.
Like, from your saliva, it still breaks it down. You still get
you can drink milk while you're eating. You can drink milk while you're eating cereal. Just don't put it together.
That's crazy.
All right, I got number 3. I told you this was a controversial week. Here it is.
It is.
There should be more adult-only restaurants or children family areas in restaurants separate from everybody else.
Like a smoking
Nobody wants
area?
to hear your baby. Nobody wants to hear your baby. Nobody wants to hear your 10 or younger child.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but what would the situation be like? Would it be like a smokers area in the early 2000s?
Yeah, I mean, it could be like a party room. Lots of restaurants have party rooms converted, like a church. There's a quiet room at church for a reason, because people are trying to like pray and do their thing and just kind of like enjoy their peace and quiet. And when you're going to a restaurant, that's kind of what you're hoping for too. So either make adult only restaurants, like, hey, I kind of want the same burgers at a Red Robin, but I don't want the Red Robin atmosphere. Or like, I don't know. I mean, people allow kids at like fancy restaurants or just like nicer restaurants all the time, and it ruins the experience. So either leave them in the car.
Oh no, please don't do that.
Leave the keys in, crack a window. Just, a different room, maybe a basement, perhaps. I don't know.
No.
I don't agree with that at all.
Because kids ruin meals like all the time. I can't tell you how many times I'm at a restaurant and I'm sitting there and the kid is just complaining that his iPad's not working.
It's the parents' fault at that point.
Oh, I agree with you too, Steph.
It's like, besides, you can't just like isolate them. They need to become members of society and understand how it works. Like, they need to learn from other people.
They can in the children's room at the restaurant.
Oh Lord!
If the children learn from each other, they'll grow up to be good members of society.
All right.
I think that's a fair point, Steph, is that like it should be up to the parents to decide whether or not that child is ready to go to a restaurant. And if you know that your child is prone to acting out on a regular basis,
then don't take them. Yeah, exactly. Simple as that. But
reconsider.
Well, I have a lot to say with that too, but I'm not going to get into it.
Controversial.
It is.
Sure is.
New hat.
Oh, it is a new hat. It's beautiful.
Well, is that old your hat, controversial take?
No, just showing off my new hat. The corner's done.
The corner's done.
I'm out of the corner. I'm just roaming now. I'm just
I didn't know
free.
that. You didn't announce it.
Showed my hat. Okay, I'm done. That's it.
All right, fair enough. Steph, how was your weekend? What were you up to?
I didn't do much of anything, which is awesome. So,
great.
Not that I typically do. No, I did my schoolwork. I actually did 2 days worth of classes.
Nice.
Because I'm still doing my college schoolwork for teaching, yada yada. Y'all know the drill. This is a typical thing.
Sure.
Other than that, it's been pretty chill. Like, just hanging out. I've been getting back into exercises because I missed out on like 2 or 3 weeks because I was so sick. And just so, I went camping with the kids.
Yeah.
And then so I was working out, going on hikes, but I was also super sick.
Right.
So my whole like routine in terms of working out's been kind of messed up. So I got into it starting again this week.
Nice.
So I'm extremely sore.
Oh no.
Like my body is so sore and I'm like, oh my goodness. So
Poor
thankfully just have like, I don't know. It feels good to get back into working out, but I'm also
Absolutely.
like, oh my goodness. So
I get it.
that's about it. Nothing else really.
Any exercise tips for the audience members out there, Steph? Like, what are your go-to routine?
The biggest thing is that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I do like actual weight training to strengthen the muscles, and then Tuesday, Thursday I do cardio. And I'm not a person who likes to spend a lot of time working out. I will do like stretching, 30 minutes. I'm done 40 minutes. I do it within the hour. I'm like, I don't have time personally because I'm doing way too much things. But I'm like, I need to work out and get it done. And I will do things that I enjoy and feel like are worth it, and something that I'm going to work towards and actually like will stick with. And that's the biggest thing. You need to find something that's actually going to stick with you if you're going to keep up with it. Like a lot of people like to play sports as their exercise because they enjoy that.
Absolutely.
What I like to do is pick little mini goals that I work towards. So one of them is like, I want to do a handstand because I used to do them. So that strengthens your core, your upper body, really all your body. So it's just a good way of incorporating that. And then I'm working towards something. So I'm like, eventually I can say like, I can do a handstand now. And that's the goal, is to do it without assistance of the wall. So stuff like that. I think that's kind of good to have a little fun goal in mind too in working out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. Thank you. I love the tips. And Sam, I'm not gonna let that go unacknowledged. But what was with you in the little back scratcher there?
My back is itchy. Got my little guy, which you can only see on the YouTube channel. So if you're not watching, go over there, subscribe right now. Give us a like and a comment.
Absolutely.
We're going viral. People are talking like we're probably the next biggest thing. A lot of people have reached out to us to see if we can be on the show.
Oh boy.
And it's tough because we're so popular, you know?
The usuals.
The usuals. Spiel from Pokemon?
Spiel. Oh.
Larissa, what were you up to?
So like I said, Sam, I wasn't up to anything too crazy, but I do have an HGTV update from my corner. So yes, we did go thrifting and we didn't find anything in the stores. Like we went to like a bunch of different places, but I was stalking Facebook Marketplace, as you do, which is the hottest tip of the century. Like, please, if you're going to buy furniture, check there first and stock it. So I did end up finding a dresser. So that's what we also did on Sunday morning, is we drove out to this little place. And at first we're like, is this the right address? Because the building looked abandoned.
It was abandoned, essentially.
Right. So we saw a Ford Bronco and we're like, okay, that's a good sign. And I was like, I wonder if they're in the garage. And it turns out they were in the garage. And
the garage was like brand new.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting. So abandoned house, but new garage.
Exactly. So it turns out they bought the house, and this house had to be from like 1910, maybe older. Like it was old
farmhouse.
And they were renovating it, and so they had all this old furniture in there that they didn't know what to do with, and they just threw it all in the garage. So I was like, ooh, this is fun. So they had such beautiful furniture in there. Like in the corner there was this really cool old stove that must have been like from the 1920s, you know, like like galvanized steel and all that like cool stuff. There was like china hutches in there, lots of cool stuff. So yeah, I picked up my dresser, handed over the money, and I have a new dresser that's in my office. It's, I want to say, I don't know what type of wood it is, but it's a nice dark rich wood.
It's brown wood.
It's a brown wood. And my guess is it's from the 1930s, just based off of the style of it, and it is all real wood. I'll have to eventually, probably in the summer, take it out and sand it down and refinish it a little bit, because there's a few grooves and things in places. But other than that, I'm super excited and pumped for it. Like the little knobs on there.
Oh yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I remember you talking about last time you were bummed that you missed out on something else.
I did.
I'm glad to hear that you did get something then this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm super excited. So other than that, that was it. I was just cleaning it all up on my Sunday evening.
Oh yeah.
There was even like, I forget what it's called, but you know those like liners you usually put in like shelves for like kitchens. So yeah, there was like little old liners in there, and based off of like how old I thought the furniture was, based off of the fact that the house was abandoned probably for decades, if I had to take a guess, I want to guess the liner in there was probably from the 50s or 60s. It was a light pink.
Look, yeah.
And
did you keep it in there?
No, because it was destroyed.
Oh.
But it was pretty to see that like it maintained itself for that long, and it had the little diamond shapes and everything, you know, like what you think of like Barbie, like 50s and 60s. It was really fun. But yeah, sadly I did have to rip it out because there was dirt and soot and all that kind of fun stuff that you want to take out of it. But
yep, absolutely.
I love finding secondhand furniture like that. It's like stepping back in time and incorporating it into your modern day. I don't know. It's just like looking at something and you're like, wow, you're much older than me and you're probably going to be around longer than me if I take care of you. And I think that's beautiful.
Just like old people.
Yes.
I get it. I mean, our guest bedroom set that you guys have even stayed in is from, it was a wedding present from the 50s from my grandma.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool. I didn't know that. Even the GameCube?
No. Well, that's considered vintage now at this point.
That's right. That's an old person game console.
That's an old person game console.
And bringing it back to nerdy things like video games and game consoles, I think that's a good segue into today's topic.
Okay.
Unless you guys have anything else to add to your weekend updates.
No,
you already started this transition.
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Right, that's awesome. All right, so today's topic is brought back by popular demand, aka I love this topic and I am popular.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting that. It's pretty good.
Just a cute little joke there for you from the lovely me, the most popular one indeed.
Well, I don't know. Look, we could take a poll, you know.
Okay, maybe we will do
I don't want to read the results of that.
Well, anyway, this is a very popular segment on Reddit. It's called Am I the Asshole? And so we're going to do a nerdy edition. So let's go into our first one here. So this one's from 3 years ago. And there is an update, and the community has decided. So I'm curious to see if you match the community's consensus.
Okay, like beforehand? Okay.
Yeah. On whether or not they are the asshole or not. So, all right. So, am I the asshole for pretending a movie trilogy is a TV series to my girlfriend who hates movies?
Okay.
All right. So, the explanation. So, my girlfriend hates movies for some reason, which, by the way, this is a side tangent. I do know people like this. This is a real thing.
Kind of like me.
Right.
Steffi herself. She hates movies.
Okay.
She doesn't know what movies are.
No. But really loves to binge TV shows like crazy. She's a big fan of sci-fi and even time travel, like Doctor Who, for example. Big fan. Okay. However, apparently she never heard of Back to the Future. I've tried to watch Looper with her, but she immediately dismissed it because it's a movie. So since I'm a big fan of Back to the Future, I told her it's a TV series when it came up.
Oh no.
I got the trilogy digitally. Oh my goodness. Try saying those two words back to back. It's not easy.
Oh yeah, I can't do it. Trilogy digitally. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. And spend all night trimming it down to like 40-minute snippets with as reasonable points to cut it at. Like just after the first travel back. Isn't that crazy? Hold on, real quick.
That's way too much work.
I feel like that's dedication though.
I know.
In a way.
I love it. So much love that this person has for their girlfriend. To be like, I want to experience this. Okay, go ahead. All right. Well, we're not quite done yet.
Right. I figured, yeah.
I overlay to be continue and added the credits at the end. So not only do they like snip it out, they add credits for each portion.
It's too much. Way too much.
Mm-hmm. She's used to Netflix skipping the intro to shows, so I didn't have to bother with that. The credits were cut short as well. We binged the entire thing in a day, and she absolutely loved it. Although she complained about some of the episode ends because they felt off. Yeah, I wonder why. Anyways, I told her afterward why it felt off, because it's actually 3 movies and not a TV show. But I'm glad she liked it regardless. She wasn't having it. After calling me a liar and an asshole for portraying her like that, she stormed off to go home instead of staying the night as planned. I mean, yeah, I kind of did lie to her. But personally, I really don't see it that bad. So am I the asshole?
I'll let you go first, Steph.
Okay, I was gonna say yes, just because the fact that he lied.
Okay.
Like, it's more so he should have asked ahead of time.
Okay.
And said like, hey, if I put in this effort, I really want you to watch this. I really think you'd like it, but it is movie length.
Okay.
If it's an issue, because sometimes for me, just sitting there for a whole movie, I
Sure.
don't know. Sometimes it's just too much.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
I do get it. It's like I'll watch anime and TV shows like no other and sit there and watch it. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know, but I kind of
Yeah, I
get.
was gonna say you're watching the world's longest anime right now.
I'm watching the world's longest anime, but I get it. There's something about movies though that just does not strike my fancy. There's something about it I just can't get into. And I think that's really what it is. It's really hard for me to get into the world of movies.
Sure.
Because with an anime, I'm already in that world with each episode, if that makes sense. But TV shows, I'm kind of the same way with it. It's a lot harder, but I am able to do them a little bit. But I think he's the asshole just because he didn't tell her they were movies.
That's fair.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I think she's not necessarily mad that she watched movies because she said she even loved it. I think she's just mad that he didn't tell the truth and said like, hey, if he said, hey, is it okay if I cut down these movies into an episodic length for you to watch? Would you want to watch it that way with me?
Right.
I think that is my opinion. So I'm curious to what you think, Sam.
I think they're both idiots.
It's fair.
So I think if you are in a relationship with a person, it doesn't sound like they just started dating. It sounds like this is a relationship that's already been built upon. They're established.
Absolutely.
And you have to go through the lengths of putting a movie into a TV show for your girlfriend to watch or your spouse or whatever to watch.
Sure.
Then it's not worth it. I mean, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, first of all, how has she not heard of Back to the Future? I mean, that's beside the point, but those are big movies that like, oh, they made a TV show about this in the 80s? No, just like Google. Just Google.
What if she was an American and didn't know?
That's true.
It's possible, but movies are released overseas too. I mean,
I know, but not everybody knows every single American movie
that's true.
That's
100% true. But you do have the power of Google. But I'm not blaming her entirely. I do think it's odd that she can't just sit through a movie, but I know what you just said, Steph, so I get it a little bit. But if you have to go through the lengths to do that, and then you decided to tell her at the end for whatever reason, which is fine, to be honest.
She's gonna find out
you should have been honest. Yeah, you should have been honest from the beginning. I just think they're both problematic people that shouldn't be together because it's like, I don't know, if they don't want to watch the movie, just don't make them watch a movie. Don't go through the effort of turning it into a TV show. Just say, hey, I have a movie I really think you should watch, or I'd love if we watch together. And if she's like, no thanks, I don't want to watch movies, that's fine, just watch it on your own or dump them. I don't know, like.
And I think that's where like asking would have helped. Sure. Been like, if he was willing to put in that work, obviously he did. He could have also asked, like, do you?
100%.
Would it be fine if I put in this effort for you? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but then I think she would have just said no. Oh, you're gonna make me watch a movie, but you're also gonna take all this extra time to edit and cut it down and snippet 40-minute episodes. And
I think that's really cute and sweet, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, if he didn't lie about it.
Exactly. I feel like the way he should have gone about it, if he really wants her to like enjoy this like franchise, like clearly it means a lot to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have spent that time to edit it down that way. To be like, hey, let's have a fun date night, and would it be fun if we experimented? Like, I know you don't like movie formats, but I really love this franchise. What if I can find a way to make it enjoyable for you and turn it into a TV show? Like, I feel like that'd be super sweet and cute. Like, that's such a romantic gesture. If someone asked that to me, I'd be like, yeah, bet.
But he didn't do that. He's the asshole. what was the follow-up? Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
No,
sorry.
If there's anything else to say, I'm curious
I was just going to say, like, I get that it comes off as romantic, but at the same time, like, I don't know, just watch the movie. If it means that much to the person, and if you actually like them, you'll sit down and watch the movie with them. Regardless if, like, it's not torture to sit through an hour and a half long movie. It's Back to the Future is not a long movie at all.
It's really not.
None
You're
of them
right.
are.
No.
So it's not like if you actually cared about the person, the romantic thing would be sit there and actually enjoy the movie with them instead of making them go through this lengthy process of doing this.
Well, they were.
Or just be honest, be like, hey, look, I'm doing this to make it a TV show, like, just because you won't watch a movie. I don't know. It just seems weird.
All right, that's fair. But I will say, the partner didn't make anyone do anything, so I don't think that's a valid argument. Well, we do have an edit, and I am curious. I didn't quite read it yet, so let's see. We talked over lunch break, and everything's fine. I apologize to her again for tricking her, and that I didn't mean to upset her. I just wanted to share this movie I love with her. As some comments said, she felt belittled and like I made fun of her. I didn't think of it that way, actually. That's a good point. She apologized for overreacting as she realized it came from a place of care and good intentions, even if they were selfish. I also didn't think that it was selfish. That's also an interesting point.
Just add that in there at the end. Yeah.
Right. She wants more communication in the future, though. She didn't lose trust in me, and she doesn't think I'm having malicious intent with her either. We're gonna watch Looper tonight.
Okay. I mean, hey, Looper's also not a super long movie, so...
No, it's not. So
did he have to cut that one down?
Sounds like no.
Okay.
Cut out all the filler.
Right. That's really sweet, though. Like, after he tried something, obviously he shouldn't have deceived her, but it sounds like she's willing to sit through movies with him. I feels like he just had to ask. Like, hey.
That was the easiest thing.
Right. Like, I really love this movie. I'm not going to make you randomly pick a movie on Netflix that we have no connection to. Like,
right.
Would you be willing to watch this with me so you can enjoy parts of my childhood? Like, I think that's all he needed to do.
I think it's almost more problematic that he took to Reddit and put her on blast and asked everybody, hey, is it my fault or her fault?
Right.
Like,
it also sounds like, since he said on lunch break that they were working together, it also sounds like maybe they were a little younger, a little more immature.
Yeah.
Because typically you're not working with your partner or spouse. I mean, it does happen, but it's not very typical unless you're like young, working at like, I don't know, Best Buy or something.
Bust Buy.
Mm-hmm.
I work at Bust Buy only.
But anyway, what did you think the community rated this as? Were they an asshole or not an asshole?
Or after the edit? Do we know?
Probably before, I would assume.
Probably before, yeah.
Usually most of them are, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Probably asshole.
I'm going to say probably not. I don't know. I have no idea.
The community said he was not an asshole. Yeah.
Typical. Just
right?
Siding with the man. Classic. I think, yeah, like I said, I think they're both problematic, but it was a nice gesture in the end, but just a lot.
Yeah. No,
all right. On to the next.
On to the next, indeed. So this one is near and dear to my heart because I love interior design. So I bet you're ready and pumped for this question.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for asking my husband to share his nerd cave?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
My husband and I are in the process of buying a house that we both really love and checks all of our boxes. Bedrooms for us and our kids are on the main floor, along with a kitchen, laundry, and 2 bathrooms. Downstairs is a finished basement with a large den/playroom, bathroom, bonus, and down a hallway is an unfinished portion of the basement. For me, I wanted a comfortable place to host family get-togethers. His family all lives within a 15 and 45 driving distance. My dad, however, lives several states away. Anytime they visit, they stay with us. My husband really wants a gaming room/nerd cave for his computer, Legos, minifigures, and to host D&D games. I am 100% on board with the extra bedroom being used for this. These things are a part of who he is, and I absolutely want him to have a safe place for them. We have a curious toddler and an autistic teen. I also assumed that this would be a good guest room for the time when my dads are visiting. Our current house doesn't really have a good way to accommodate guests. It's small and has a weird layout. We've tried to host family events and husband's D&D games, but everyone is too cramped and it isn't comfortable. My dad says stay with us twice, and both times we have had to place an air mattress in our unfinished basement. I was embarrassed and they were uncomfortable. It's important to note that I was raised by them. My mom and dad had a very bitter custody battle, and when he won, a gay man in the early/mid-90s, I was kidnapped by my mother. Oh shoot, I didn't read that part.
Oh geez, okay. Getting crazy.
Right? It's a much longer story, but now I'm in my 30s and I'm beginning to have a relationship with my dad and his husband. We're still figuring out this father-daughter thing and where we all fall into each other's lives. It can be stressful and confusing at times. The last time they were here, things ended on a strange note. Last night we were talking about layouts and furniture, and I mentioned getting a pull-out couch for the nerd cave for when my parents visit. He got upset that I was trying to take away his space. When I asked him where he had planned for them to stay, he said the unfinished part of the basement. This is where we plan to put our tools, garden, supplies, and mostly important litter boxes for our 4 cats.
Right.
Jeez.
Right? He had joked about this before, at least I assumed it was a joke, and was furious when I realized it wasn't a joke. When I said that I don't feel that it's an appropriate place for them to stay, he suggested that they get a hotel instead. I love this house for a lot of reasons, but the biggest selling point for me was having a space for family, his and mine. I understand that he wants access to his computer and other stuff, so I've been considering several other options that would give my parents privacy. I'm also just so angry that he was serious about this. I'm angry that I'm the one trying to figure out alternatives, whereas he would prefer to let them sleep next to literal poop. Am I the asshole?
No.
No,
Immediate
100% no. I think the problem is okay, they're a married couple, they have kids, they're in their 30s.
Right.
They obviously, I don't know what their financial situation is, but they have a house together. And it sounds like they have enough space for their family, and the basement is just bonus space in general. If you have family coming on to stay on both sides, both her father's and his family, then that should be priority number one.
Absolutely.
It sounded like the way you described the layout, like, okay, you have the basement, you have a bonus area, a laundry room, and then down the hall there's another area?
It's possible. I'm not quite sure how it maps out.
That's what it
sounded
sounded
like there was a partial finish section because there's a playroom down there for the kids and something else too.
Right.
And then there was this other part of it, like the other half is unfinished.
Right, but it sounded like there was another additional unfinished space that was kind of near all that stuff.
Sure.
If he wants to convert that space and make that his man cave, I think he should do that, or just maybe take away half of it and be like, hey, this is my space, put up a wall divider, something like that, and then the other half is for guests to stay in or something. I don't know. It just seems like he's causing too many problems.
It is like he's not compromising. And then same thing too, it's like, how embarrassing for your kids.
Right?
Yeah, grandpa is banished to the basement to sleep. Like, hello. Like, that's just crazy to me. And what example are you showing to those kids? Because they said there's a teenager and a littler one, I think.
Yes.
But still, like, I don't know.
Also, they're just asking for a pull-out sofa. She's not asking for the whole like house to be renovated.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, she's actively trying to have a relationship, and the fact that the dad is even trying and putting in that work.
Right.
And after a whole situation, it sounds like, I don't know, it just makes me sad for her, because she's trying to like run all these options and he's just being unwilling to.
Right.
And it's not like it's every single day or every weekend that they're coming over.
Right.
It's not like his space is being taken over 24/7.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I would say the only compromise besides him just compromising like he should.
Sure, absolutely.
Like, if that's not an option for whatever reason, is that when the grandparents stay, maybe have the kids stay in his basement and just like make it a sleepover, make it fun, like watch a movie, I don't know.
Well, I think the kids aren't allowed in that room because they said they'd get all into his stuff.
I mean, just teach your kids manners. I don't know. Like, I mean, it sounded like the kids were old enough to not do that. To know
I know
better.
They said one of them was autistic.
Yeah, the teenager. Yeah. Which I mean, I don't know. I feel like you're a good parent. You know what you're doing. And did they each kid have a separate room, or did the kids share a room? Did they say?
It looks
hopefully it's separate.
Yeah, it's separate, I believe.
Okay, then I don't know. Send the little kid to the basement. I don't know. Like, I'm saying, if you're trying to find a compromise, make their kids stay in the same room together and have the parents. That's the only thing. Even though it should just be
that's a normal thing. Like, someone can just sleep on the floor, like one of the kids. Like, that's
it's a
been
sleepover
thing.
then. Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But it shouldn't have to come to that.
Anyway, end of the line. He's an asshole.
Yeah, no, she's not. Yeah, he is.
Right, I agree. And I do think it's interesting. Like, I feel like the only redeeming thing for this father was that he's like, well, they can get a hotel, which isn't unreasonable. I do know other families that is what they do, is like, if family from out of state comes in, like, they themselves,
right, if you don't have the means to host, yeah,
right, they go into a hotel room. Like, I know that's definitely happened within certain parts of our family where they choose not to stay in the house. So,
well, like, I mean, for example, I mean, your parents, are planning to visit your sister, and they just don't have the space to host your parents, so they have to get a hotel room.
And that's also different, but
yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. Completely different things. Yeah,
that's true. Absolutely.
I think this is just his fault. Like, grow up.
Right.
I mean, make your space smaller. Figure it out. I mean, clearly, her family and your family is important.
Do we get to know what the community says too?
Yes.
Yeah. What does the community say?
Okay.
I can't, unless it's just like misogynistic guys that are like,
right. You can't imagine that they're the asshole.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah.
Okay. So what's your official guesses, though?
She's not. No.
Okay.
She's not, no.
All right. So you are both correct. The community decided that she is not the asshole.
Let's go. Woo!
You're great. All right, let's go on to the next one. And this one is also interior design adjacent, but still nerdy. And I thought it was just funny, the question in and of itself.
Okay.
So, am the asshole for hiding my boyfriend's anime body pillow while my parents were visiting?
Nope. No. Case closed. No. Just burn it. Throw it away.
Right.
Wait, this is fun.
Of it. Unless it's Shadow the Hedgehog, then, hand it over to Steph.
Right, no, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, so here's the explanation. My boyfriend, male 32, and I, female 27, have been together for a year. He's only met my parents once over the holidays last year because they live pretty far away. They've been visiting this past week, and since he and I just moved in together, they were excited to see our new place and get to know my boyfriend a little more. We have an extra bedroom, and this has become my boyfriend's gaming room for the most part, but we agreed when guests come over, it would be a second bedroom. Hey, see the connection?
Yeah. Okay. Compromise.
Okay. Yeah.
He really likes video games, and anime in particular, so he has a lot of toys and artwork that he's collected over the years from different games and such. One thing he has is this anime body pillow that features a sexy anime girl on it. He also has a mouse pad for his gaming computer that resembles a busty anime girl. We've all
Steph
seen
almost
these.
bought one of those at the con.
I know.
Wow. We don't have to air that out.
No. Before my parents came over, I asked him to take down his toys and stuff so they could be comfortable. I was upset to see that he left the body pillow and the mouse pad in place. I don't really feel comfortable with either item, but he's really into anime, so I've always kind of left it alone. But I absolutely don't think it was appropriate to leave it in there when my parents would be staying over. I took the cover off the body pillow and put the pillow in the closet, and I put the mouse pad in a drawer in our room.
Yeah, smart.
Absolutely. When my parents arrived and we showed them to their room, my boyfriend noticed the missing pillow and mouse pad. Later, when we were in bed, he brought it up to me and asked why I hid it. I told him I don't think my parents would feel comfortable with those things in the bedroom, and when they leave, that we can put it back. My boyfriend got really upset. He told me that he feels like I'm ashamed of his interests. He said he's spent his whole life feeling like people think he's weird for being into anime, and he didn't expect his own girlfriend to be like, just like everyone else. The next day, I noticed him taking some of his manga books off of our bookshelf and putting them into a box. I asked him why, and he said something like, I'm putting them away so you don't have to look at them anymore.
Oh my god. Petty.
Yeah. I feel really bad. I feel like I hurt him, but I just really don't think my parents would feel comfortable sleeping in a room with all those items. But now he's acting so distant and cold, and he's really not engaging with my parents at all. They keep asking what's wrong, and I don't know what to say. Am I the asshole?
No.
Steph, I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's not like she hid every freaking anime figure he had up. He still had it on display. Like, literally, she only hid the fucking boobs. Like, I don't understand. She even asked him to put it away, and he didn't. He didn't respect her, like, wishes to be like, hey, can we please put these away just for when my parents come? I don't think they'll like it. When there's sexy boobs on the table, yeah, that's gonna be weird. When there's a sexy girl body pillow on the bed they're supposed to sleep in, for older parents, they might not get it. Like, it's weird.
They might not get. No, they're not going to get it.
They're not going to get it.
No.
And even if they did, it's still odd.
I
would never. My mom has been to anime conventions with me. I would never have a sexy anime body pillow on there for her. Like, that's wild to me. Anyway, she asked. And it's not like he was being super petty, like what you said, Sam. Like, oh, I guess you're embarrassed. No, she left every other figure up. She only took 2 things away, and that was it. And that was after she asked. Anyway, I rest my case, not the asshole.
I 100% agree. I think, I get that, like, he owned it when he was single and he was just nerdy anime dude and weirdo, that, like, a lot of people are like that.
Sure.
I could see it if, like, they were married or they've been established a while and it was like a gag gift, like, hey, wouldn't this be funny if I own this? But if you understand your girlfriend's parents are coming over and you've only met them once, the goal is to just, like, give off a normal persona. I know you don't want to hide who you are, your personality, but those are, like, weird things to own. And, like, obviously uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So
plus they're
just do the
checking out
favor.
your place.
Right.
They
Yeah.
literally are coming to look at your house.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Just do it. Do your parents a favor, or her parents a favor,
Mhm.
do her a favor, and just hide them for like a day. I don't think that's insulting. And then he was like, "Oh, woe is me, the end of the world.
Right.
I guess I'll get rid of everything that defines me and my personality." Like, bro, chill.
Right. It's not that big of a
Chill.
deal.
Because they said there was other anime figures in the room, right?
That's what I'm assuming by
Right.
they meant like toys and things. It's like
Yeah.
anime figures. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see one behind you,
Okay.
Steph. Is that
Exactly.
Luffy?
It is Luffy.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
Hide it.
back
Your husband's
here.
parents are coming over. Hide it.
I know, apparently.
Yeah. I guess
No,
if it
that's
was
crazy.
if it wasn't just like throwing it out there, if it wasn't like the weird stuff, like even in the anime community, like we've all been a part of this community long enough to know that like everyone knows that it's weird and a gag gift, and like if you buy it, everyone knows it's a guilty pleasure. Like it's not a secret. Like no one respects you if you're buying this body pillow. Like they don't think you're like doing senpai-san. Like
no one's like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's got taste."
Right?
Yeah.
Like no, it's a joke. But say if it wasn't those weird, a little untasteful objects, what if it was just as figurines? Would your opinion shift then?
No, I don't think. I mean, it depends. Like, it depends on the figure. Like, if it's just like
if it's
what
the
Steph
same
has,
booba out
That's
sexy,
yeah, if
G-string
it's
figure,
big
I would be
booba
like,
figure,
let's put those ones away.
Right.
right.
But
Because
if
there's
it's
some
just
weird
a
figures
normal,
out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are some weird ones.
There
We saw
are.
some of them at
We
the
saw them
anime
at the con,
convention.
We sure did.
But if it's just normal action, like anime figures, it's like whatever.
Yeah, you can leave them out. But if she was like, "Hey, just while they're here, just so they don't get broken or something, can you put them away? Like just because, just to keep them safe." But also, I don't think she would. It sounds like she was fine with the figures. So I don't know. I guess if she asked, like, "Hey, I don't want my parents to know you're a freak. Can you hide the figures?"
Well, yeah, that'd be different.
That'd be a little different conversation to have with your significant other.
Sure.
Like, are you not comfortable with them now? It sounds like,
Yeah.
So
no, that's fair.
what did the
I'd like to hear the note.
what the people say?
What the people say. We both said no. She's not the asshole.
Right.
So there is an edit. So
Uh-oh.
yeah,
we gotta read that.
The edit. Here we go.
The edit first.
Right, here's the edit. Thank you all for your responses. And sorry it took me a few days to update. I was waiting for my parents to leave so I could talk to my boyfriend about all of this. I read through the comments and it kind of validated something I was already feeling. Sexual decor aside, the way he acted the next day when he was putting the books away really bothered me. Yeah, I was going to mention that. It feels like very manipulative, like almost like red flag territory.
Oh, it's definitely a red flag, yeah.
So I was almost like, should you just break up with this guy? But anyway.
What's the edit?
I ended up explaining the situation to my parents, and they weren't exactly thrilled by his reaction either. I got the feeling after this trip that they didn't really approve of him, which is neither here nor there. I'm 27 and I'm old enough to make my own choices. But above everything else, my parents mean a lot to me. I never get to see them, and it was important to me that my boyfriend would be present and treat them well while they were here. After they left, I drove them to the airport. Boyfriend refused to come. Oh, another big red flag.
Oh my!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dump him.
Absolutely.
That would be my final straw there.
Yeah, that'd be it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's one thing if he's like, hey, I'm busy, like, I can't make it out, but this just sounds like he was free and didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Because he was teed off, he had to put his toys away.
Well, it's because his body pillow couldn't sit in the front seat.
Right, exactly.
Stop. Okay, wait, keep going.
No, you're good. I came back from the airport and found a couple trash bags outside the door. Whoa, hold on. This is psychotic.
So he just stayed home? Okay. Now I'm curious. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, there's trash bags outside the door when she came back.
Okay.
That's wild.
Keep going.
Turns out that once I left, my boyfriend started throwing all of his anime things into these bags. I asked why, and he said something along the same lines as before, that clearly his interests weren't welcomed in my home, and he'd keep them in his car until he figured out what to do with them. Oh boy.
This dude's a walking red flag, yeah.
No, I kind of snapped. I've been keeping it together all week for my parents, but I had enough at this point. I told him I never asked him to get rid of his anime stuff, just that it wasn't appropriate for my parents while they were staying with us. I told him this reaction is unfair and he's being manipulative. Wow, girl, call him out. I love that. I told him that this week was supposed to be about him getting to know my parents, but he was too fixated on this issue to even spend any real time with them.
What a joke.
Exactly. He then called me manipulative. Oh, super red flag there. For making
Did he hit it with the like Uno reverse.
Yes, exactly. Like, you're not manipulative.
Me, you.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay.
He called me manipulative for making him believe that I was cool with his love for anime for the past year when I clearly was ashamed of it. He also said he didn't want to be a part of a family that doesn't appreciate anime. We went back and forth for a while, and then I told him we needed space. I wasn't even really planning that, but it came out and it felt like the right thing for me. Yes, girl. Absolutely. Well, he then started crying a lot and apologizing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
took it back
gosh, this
immediately.
guy.
Oh
Immediately
my.
tried to take back what he said, but I was just done at this point.
And he's 32?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah. He
What a
left.
baby.
I know. He left eventually, and now I'm here in the apartment alone. Well, and the mouse pad and body pillow. He left those behind.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Oh my. That's funny.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, what a child. I think I'm glad that he left. I'm glad that
Me too.
they're
That
not
was a
together.
roller coaster.
I know.
But the fact that just like he was like, I don't want to be a part of a family that doesn't support anime. It's like, no, dude, I could understand you not wanting to be a part of a family that doesn't support like human rights.
Right.
But anime, that's a little different, buddy.
Absolutely.
It's a little different.
And it also sounds like, because we all know this person in the anime community where like you're into anime for the wrong reasons. You're into like, there's no other way to put this, but sexualizing young teen girls, and that's not the reason why an adult should be into anime.
I should be into it for Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
We've just been watching that.
That's just wild. The fact that he didn't even go to the airport was the first thing that I was like, that's crazy. Like you said, I forget who said it, but like if there was like a prior commitment, or if he had to go to work, like that made sense. If he couldn't make it, if he had work and he wasn't able to go with them to the airport, that makes sense. Not just sit at home and start gathering all of his things. Like, I don't know. That's
the good thing is he might not have his girlfriend anymore. He might not have her family, but he's got God and anime on his side.
Yeah, but he doesn't have his anime pillow anymore, and who knows how rare
Lonely
that
he is.
was. He might not be able to get it back.
Oh my.
That's $1 billion item she could be selling on eBay.
Know.
That's wild. What did the community say? Because I'm sure they agreed with us.
Is that your consensus?
I would hope so, yes.
I hope.
She is not.
No, she is not the asshole, and the community agrees. And there's a little bit more to that edit, and we'll end it there. She said, the community really helped her. Anyway, I don't really know if we're broken up officially or what, but it seems to be heading that way. I'm just feeling awful, and I almost wish this all happened before my parents visited, because I feel like it tainted the whole trip. But yeah, thanks for the replies, guys, and for helping me open my eyes a bit.
To be fair, had her parents not come, she would have never known.
It's true.
That's
so
absolutely
I was going to
true.
say, like, that it was probably better. It sucks at the end of the day, because it ruined her time together.
Yeah,
but there's more opportunities for her parents to come, and if they didn't do that, she would have never unlocked that.
Right.
Known.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really good that before anything got more serious, like, I don't know if they were ever planning on getting married or having kids, but like, they almost ripped the Band-Aid off with this, and she said, bye-bye.
Oh my. That was a crazy story, that one.
I know.
I liked that one, but that was wild.
Crazy.
Unfortunately, we don't have any more time for the other ones I picked out. They are a little juicy. Maybe I'll read you the questions and you can speed round it real quick. Does that sound good to you?
How many more do you have?
Just 2.
Okay, yeah. Just speed round real quick.
Right. And they're both D&D related, because I know, like, we're nerds, and I was like, well, this could be fun for you guys too.
So just the title you're reading?
Just try to guess based on the title alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gut feeling, guess
gut
title.
feeling.
Work. Okay.
So, quick one. Am I the asshole for rolling well in my D&D group? Long story short, because I want to give you a little bit of context for this one. This person built a Tabaxi character so that they could upgrade their rolls so that they can, like, buff it, essentially, and they keep rolling well, and everyone in the group is sus.
I think they're just lucky.
If they're not cheating, then no.
Yeah, no. They got luck on their side.
Yeah, or they built a character specifically to roll well, which is like, you can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is what I thought was crazy, because the community thought he was the asshole. He was not cheating. He was very clear about that.
Oh.
Okay, whatever. They're wrong. Yeah. Shifting tones is always right.
Exactly. And here's the last question. Am I the asshole for kicking someone from my D&D group session after the first session?
Depends on the reason. Yeah, completely depends on the reason.
There could be a lot of reasons as to why. So I'm going to say...
They're like, hey, by the way, I brought a child I kidnapped to this D&D session. I'm like, yeah, you should probably kick them out. Or they're like, they take it super seriously and start like stabbing each other and like punching
slurs at one another or other people.
Or that,
like, I could say no. My gut feeling would be no. There's just a lot of context that would be needed. So I'm gonna say
probably
no.
not. Yeah.
Well, just to add a cute little context for you there, I did read it, and it sounds like he was just upset that his character was chaotic evil because he was upset that when they walked into a group of fishermen, he killed them.
Oh, if that's
so
the
he's
case,
just a murder hobo?
Yeah.
So he just was playing the game how he didn't like it.
Right.
So
yeah.
then,
Okay.
Yes.
So he is. Yeah.
Yeah. At that point.
Because I was like all for it. I was like, okay, I'm going to defend this guy. Like, clearly this guy is problematic, which honestly, he still could be. We don't know.
Right.
But the community said he was not the asshole. And I was like, well, just for killing the non-playable characters, I'm like, you've done a lot of sessions and your cohorts definitely do things that were not planned and would be considered morally evil.
Right.
Just because you're role-playing a character. It's not like you're acting like your true self, so.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right, so that's how we're going to end it. So if you want to have more to listen to, please check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, on YouTube, and wherever else you listen. We're on there as well. Make sure to follow us on Blue Sky and Reddit at Shifting Tones Pod. Follow Spiffy at Spiffy Stuffy, and Sam at Sir Captain Sam, and myself at Larissa.Schaefer. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.